coming from anybody. We've been trying to locate this lady, get on her schedule, book her for this master class with the information she brings. So, and without further ado, I have the extreme pleasure to present to some and introduce to others none other than today's special masterclass speaker, who is an extremely accomplished in this financial industry. She is a tax professional. She's a life insurance agent, retirement specialist, and financial educator. And not to mention, she's also the author of I Have an Idea for Your Business, a 15-step guide to launching a business with biblical principles. Let me tell you, she comes as a contractor of building a financial fortress for individuals, families, and business owners with concrete financial security, lifetime income, and legacy protection. I give to you now none other than this phenomenal woman who also comes as on the side by being a wonderful wife and mother. Yes, we're talking about Mrs. Monique Pinckney, your MBA insurance and tax pro.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you, Troy. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I was sitting here wondering, like, who is he talking about? But he said tax. I said, maybe he's talking about me. But thank you so much for that great introduction this morning. And I just wanted to say thank you to Dr. Mary and Coach Erik Robinson for trusting me to be able to speak this morning to our village. And also, I always have to say thank you to Miss V, who gave me the opportunity to be a part of this great industry in this group. And I can't leave without saying thank you to Dr. Mark for pushing me to do this morning. And so this morning, you guys have me fired up because I heard Pardidra say that she has been thinking about and studying and making herself be obedient to the instructions that are given. Then I heard Tawana say, keep moving. You can't wait for something for someone. Go ahead and move and do your business. That's a nugget already. And so just the last couple of weeks, I noticed Coach Erik has been talking about 8 ways to create leads without having to pay a dime, 7 strategies to help you own your pipeline. So I said, what can I talk about today that would coincide and be something that hopefully can help somebody today? And I came up with 8 ways to grow and scale without burning out. And I want to start with the scripture this morning. I am a minister too. You didn't say that part, index voice, but I'm a minister too. So I just want to know it. Habakkuk 2:2 says, write the vision and make it plain on tablets that he may run who reads it. And the reason why this is important is because the scripture says, write the vision. You guys can see this $2 million ring behind me. The reason why my husband and I have that up there is because we have a vision of what can happen, of what's possible. If you write that down and you keep it before you, it's more likely to come true. The rest of it says, make it plain. You have to be clear. You have to have a system. So we're going to get into that too today. And then at the end, it says that he who sees it may run with it. So that means that when you have a vision, then you have a system in place, then you can show other people how to run with it. And so I got 8 points in the spirit of Coach Robinson. I have 8 points today about how we can grow and scale our business without burning out. The first point is growth without burnout is the goal. So we ask the question, can my business grow? And if you're asking that question, I challenge you to ask another question. Can my business grow without me doing everything? So as a tax professional, I've had a tax service for over 15 years. In about 2023, I realized, is this really a business or am I just an entrepreneur with a side hustle? Because I realized that if I didn't do everything, the business was dead. So I'm going to give you, in this point, a couple of sustainable ways to grow your business and not just be an entrepreneur. Number one, you have to have partners. If you bring on trusted partners and delegate tasks, share responsibilities, you are able to expand your reach. Example, my husband shared about my daughter. She's not even studied to take her license yet, but she's using her mouth to tell people about what she's doing. So she can send a partner to me on the other side of town. I can train them. I can help them get on board, and I can help them start the business while she's in school. That's what partners, that's how we benefit each other. Systems. We have a system. If you implement a clear process and workflows, it reduces mistakes, ensures consistency so that your business can function even when you are not there. And that's a key. And when I thought about hiring people in the past and stuff, I was like, are they going to be able to do this? How am I going to tell them how to do this? You have to come up with a system that works, that you can plug somebody in and they can do the same thing over and over again. And that leads to the third thing under this point, duplication. Can you teach a method to somebody that they can teach to someone else? They can teach to someone else, and we do it over and over again, and it works. And the answer to that is yes, because we have, I'm getting ahead of myself, we have a blueprint system that everybody can drop into. We can read it, we can do it over and over again, and it's proven to work. If you don't believe me, look at the scoreboard. Point number two, scale your business through partners. We call them AOAs. And so we ask the question, what do we get? AOAs and applications. That's me when you hear me saying that. Applications. But AOAs are new business partners. The key word here is business partner. We like to tell people, when you join with our group and our company, you are becoming a business owner. You're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. And that's not just a catchy phrase that we say. We mean that. And so that means that when you come into this business, you have someone that is going to be able to train you, walk with you, do life with you. And then we've just narrowed it down to something really, really simple. If you want to get a new business partner, all you have to do is ask a 5-word question. Are you a business owner? The answer is either going to be yes, or it's going to be no. Or it's going to be, I thought about it. You never know, but it's just that simple. Ask the question. And when you find a person that's interested, you don't have to wait till you get licensed. You don't have to wait till you go through and learn how to do every single thing. That's why we have business partners. I can go to my business partner and say, can you help me teach this person? Can we learn together? When I train people, when we get new business partners, I tell them, go find somebody else while you're studying. You guys can study together and push each other. So then go take the test at the same time. We need that kind of camaraderie, and we need that pushing so that we can be great together. But you can't do it if you're trying to do it by yourself. And then the other thing is, each partner increases your capacity and your reach. Like I said, we have business partners in all different states. And that's just because of asking the question. Do you have life insurance? Are you a business owner? And then guess what? Now you got a new business partner all the way in Texas, and that they know a whole set of people that you don't even know. And so now you've expanded your reach without leaving the house. And so if you remember, what we're talking about is we want to grow without burning out. And so I think a lot of times, I'm speaking for myself, a lot of times we want to hold on to the reins and not trust that if we expand and teach someone else, that they're either going to do it right, they're going to listen, or they're going to do it the way you do it. The system is the system, but each person has their own flair to how they're going to, talk to somebody or who they're going to reach. But when you have a business partner, you can have an international business from sitting in your house. That's the goal that we have. one last thing I'll say about that. The 3x5 club is not just a contest. It's a scaling strategy. So think about it. You have a team. I mean, even if you don't have a team, to get in that club allows you to start building your team. To get in that club, one application, one new partner. Now you're in the club, but you're not just in the club, you're building your business now. And now you're getting to the point where I'm getting ready to start adding people, adding income. And now I'm going to have someone to help me build this business, and we can do it together, which is going to keep you from burning out in the end. Point number 3, structure and organization creates freedom. Now this, I have to talk about this even from a tax point of view, because, you know, I've done that the longest, but structure really leads to you not being able to run out of time, miss follow-ups, not do onboarding. If you're disorganized, growth is going to burn you out, because chaos is the worst place to be able to try to grow a business in. Structure allows you to follow up better. If you have structure, and we do, think about it. We have a system for follow-up. An organized system ensures every client's interaction is tracked, so nothing falls through the cracks. It strengthens relationships, increases retention, and prevents stress from missed opportunities. So a lot of times we'll go out, we'll get somebody a card, we'll get a card, go out, write somebody's name on a piece of paper, and then that piece of paper is in the trash. And now you've missed out on helping somebody that needed your service. The other thing about onboarding, we have an organized system to onboard people, a clear process to help new team members get up to speed quickly with these tools, and then they get to know what's the expectation of me. How can I reduce confusion and mistakes? By doing the same onboarding every single time. So if my new person has to onboard somebody, they can go to the same system, read the steps, and onboard that person. And then the other thing is clarity. I know for myself, when I'm disorganized and stuff is everywhere, it's hard to figure out what do I need to do next? Do I need to call people? Do I need to do an application? Do I need to email? Do I need to post? All of these things, structure helps you to create freedom. And then point number 4, we have a blueprint system. And this is interesting. I thought about it. I said, the blueprint system, what kind of things do we have in? Well, we have a goal tracker. We have a client tracker. We have a follow-up tracker. We have an income tracker. All of these things are in our blueprint system. So my question becomes, why aren't we using them? Because if you don't track your goals, you'll never meet your goals. Well, first of all, if you don't track them and write them down, you'll never even know what you're going after. You're just aimlessly going. And then clients, and I learned this the hard way because I wasn't doing it, but when you meet a lot of people and have a lot of numbers on cards, on paper, and notebooks, you have all those things in one place. And if you go to the blueprint, Dr. Mary has done, I mean, it's amazing. I've never seen anything like it, but I can go in there and put those people in there and I can keep track. I called them. They said no. They said call back. I mean, you can actually track and keep up with people because somebody said it earlier. The money is in the follow-up. So you took all the time to ask the question, do you have life insurance? Got the number, wrote it down, and then never called the person. And we wonder why, you know, the business is not growing. We have to use the tools that we have. And I like the income tracker because when I sit down with somebody and I show them the income tracker, sometimes I think we get in our own heads and we say, you know, well, I need to go and meet 30 people today. No, you might not need to meet 30 people today. What if you just met 5 people a day? 5 times 30, How many people is that a month? What if you just met one person a day? Let's make it easy. One person a day is 30 people a day. And I promise you, I almost say guarantee, I guarantee that if you meet 30 people, one person every day, 30 people a month, you will start having some AOAs and applications. It's just the law of numbers. If it lives in your head, it becomes a bottleneck. And we talk about that all the time. We get in our head and say, well, I didn't do my one person today, so it don't make sense for me to do it tomorrow. Well, I just start next month. So now a whole month is gone because of one day that you had a bad day. My thing that I want to share with you is get out of your head and get into the system, because the system works and the system is duplicatable. And that's something that I really, really love, because when you can duplicate something, it makes it so much easier. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to come up with a new way. It's already there. And my example of that is when I worked for the school system, I worked there for 10 years. I did payroll for almost 4 years. When they offered me the position for payroll, it was an urgency because the lady that had been doing it for 15 years was leaving. She was quitting, and that should have been a sign. But anyway, she was quitting because there was no system in place. Now, I didn't know this part, but the other part I didn't know is that it was 2 people doing payroll for 4,200 people, and each of those people handled only their schools. And so she had in her head how to process payroll. Nothing was written down. And the other person processed it her way in her head. So when I came in, she was leaving. She didn't have time to train me. So I had to try to figure out on my own and call her at her new job to figure out what she had been doing for 10 years. And I realized that when you don't have a system in place, especially for something as important as payroll, that's a problem, because anytime that person leaves, passes away, whatever the case may be, the company is at a standstill because not even the top people knew what she was doing. So the time that I was there, I made a decision to create a manual. So everything that I did, I wrote screenshots and I created a manual so that when I left, I gave the manual to my boss and I said, the next person can flip through and this is the step to do this. That is how we have to be in our business, because if somebody came in here and wanted to look at your business, I want to ask you, what would they find? Point number 5, I'm sorry. Tax planning is essential. You guys know I was going to have to say something about tax. It's tax time. It's time to get all your receipts and everything together and get your books together for your business. And I want to say something to you guys that you might not think about. Tax planning is not just tax filing. Most people don't think about taxes until it's time to do your taxes at the end of the year. But filing taxes only addresses the past. Strategic tax planning looks ahead. It's going to minimize your liabilities, optimize your deductions, and create opportunities for growth. So this time right now, yes, we have to file the taxes for 2025, but now is the time for us to be looking. We're at the end of January. How is my business set up? And we're going to have to deal with that with some other stuff, but how is my business set up? Do I have proper planning as far as my structure? Am I paying my taxes? Do I have any money left at the end of the month to be able to reinvest? Am I scaling my business? Tax planning is something that you need to do beforehand. And it's a continuous thing. But if you keep your receipts, if you're reinvest, if you plan for scalability, that's what you're doing to grow your business. And it's going to give you peace of mind. Whereas at the end of the year, you're now trying to figure out, okay, now what I'm going to do, where's my expenses, where's my receipts? And that's something that definitely I can help with if necessary. Point number 6, I'm gonna go ahead and get finished. I see my time is running out, but my husband always talks about protect the greatest asset, which is you. So a lot of times we want to hustle and bustle and say, I'm hustling, I'm just out here making it happen. But your health, your time, your energy, all of these things directly impacts your business. You have to protect yourself, your time, how long are you gonna work? When are you open? I think about this. As business owners, do we have a set time that we work? Do your customers or clients know that between 9 and 5 they can call you? Do they know that you're open for business? Or do they just, think you're just doing a little hobby on the side? But the other side of protection is, do you have life insurance? Business owners, do you have a key person insurance on your business? Do you have liability insurance for your business and for your family? This kind of protection is, when you think of yourself as an asset, you're going to take care of your health. That means, and I'm speaking to myself, you shouldn't be up, to 1 and 2 o'clock still doing business every single day. You have to have a cutoff, because if you don't, we talked about it earlier this week, if you don't put your own mask on and take care of yourself, how are you going to help and take care of somebody else? I'll leave that there now. And then I got 2 more points. Build with duplication in mind. If it can't be taught, it can't be scaled. So your processes, methods, and strategies should be simple enough for someone to learn and replicate. This ensures consistency, and it ensures results for your team. Simple systems grow faster. So it's not about making it complicated. It's not about, fancy signs and, how many, different fancy materials or PowerPoints that you can do. Luckily, we're in an industry that if we just really take to heart what we're doing, we're covering people and helping them either protect themselves, protect their family members, obtain wealth. And we always talk about legacy. We're helping people be strategic about their life. And so we don't have to be creative with that. All we need to do is ask one simple question. Do you have life insurance? And are you a business owner? Those 2 questions can change somebody's life. And so, and it's duplicatable. Because, like I said, my daughter, she did it on campus. Do you have life insurance? Have you ever thought about being a business owner? And she hadn't even studied one line of life insurance. And so it's duplicatable. And finally, we always talk about legacy. And I really do thank God for Xperts, because we have the opportunity to build with the exit in mind. Now, that might sound, a little weird to some people, but when I say build with an exit in mind, Xperts allows agents to become shareholders. By planning for ownership from the start, agents can benefit from the company's growth and share in long-term profits. And so this year coming in, the new changes that were put in place for us to be able to, even at the lowest level, become shareholders in this company, that means we are creating legacy. It's possible to be able to be a shareholder in this $1 million company. And I'm like, when I bring people into the industry, I'm like, do you guys understand what we have here? Because I know people who have worked on a job for 30 years and don't have any shares in the company. They worked on a job, taught for years. And when you leave, you have nothing but maybe a small pension. And so we have a great opportunity here. The last thing I'll say is ownership turns effort into legacy. Beyond income, building equity and creating systems that continue after you leave leaves a lasting value for you, your family, and your team. So I'll just close with this. Production builds income, structure builds freedom, and ownership builds legacy. And I just want to say thank you for allowing me to share today, because I'm excited. My husband is excited, because we know that we're going to be building a legacy with you all together. I'll see you all at the top. Thank you for letting me share.
There she goes off the camera, doing a Coach
Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh man,
Mike and got off camera.
Got me too excited. Well, everybody, you know what you need to do. Come off mute, get rid of that red. Come on, let this woman know she has done a phenomenal job this morning.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Woohoo!
Yay, Monique.
For real, and she got
Yay,
a husband
Monique.
with time to spare.
That was wonderful.
Master class of the day by the MBA, your insurance and tax pro, Mrs. Monique Pinckney. Yeah, folks, you was in the right place at the right time. It was no cliche that the heavy hitters and winners come here. I'm trying to tell you, I told you we was looking for it for a couple years now. So we finally got her on the stage. All right. Well, folks, again, that tells us it is time for us to transition once more. And we go to what we call now the Annie Willie inspired recap relay of the day. And I know you got your information because she gave you 8. And she gave them to you strong. So come on, put the hands up and let's hear what you got. You got 1 minute, just 1 minute to give your best takeaway from today's master class. 1 minute. Now, some of you can get in more than one, and we already know. But we're gonna leave that roar to be the last one. She gonna be the anchor leg of the day.
Come on, man.
Okay, all right. Well, we're gonna start off in lane number 1 with none other than Mrs. Marcella Briggs.
Man, Monique, when I say this was awesome, I'm trying to write and write, and I'm like, oh, I'm missing something. But when you spoke about Habakkuk 2:2, that has been on my mind literally these last 2 weeks. Write the vision and make it plain.
Mm-hmm.
So that just lets me know right there. When I tell people, when you ask God to just make it clear to let what it is that He's saying and He put it through other people, thank you for that. And when you talked about growth without burnout is what makes your business grow, I can honestly say that that is probably one of the number one reasons mine has not expanded as far as it should have been. Just burnout. So I just want to say I'm now learning to follow the system, implement the system, and I'm not afraid to ask other business partners for help. So thank you for that. You did a phenomenal job.
Thank you, Marcella.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Thank you for bringing it into the zone and for saying so. All right. And we now going to pass that baton to none other than Miss Giovanna Moore.
Hi, good morning. Thank you.
Good morning.
Like you said earlier, I came at the right time. As you know, my testimony, I just became a tax preparer, and just so breathtaking up with Miss Monique Pinckney. I mean, I would love to just have your number, because I'm a tax preparer and now a life insurance agent. And I spoke to Coach Erik yesterday. He informed me, he said, Giovanna, get your license. The sky is only the limit. Um, Thank you, and pray my strength in the Lord.
Yeah. All right. We'll do that all day, every day. Thank you for bringing it into the zone. And now we get a chance to take the baton and pass it on to the man who is the team captain. Woo. He's insisting in laying that foundation in that fortress over there. You see that big $2 million ring sitting in the background? Come on, Dr. Mark. The financial profit with a PROFINT.
Thank you this morning, Troy. Thank you, sweetheart. That's my superstar tax insurance pro in this household, y'all. I'm just fired up for her, man. You know, it's just grateful and honor to be in business with my wife. That is a privilege, and I'm gonna tell you, it's an honor. And like, you know, just modeling Coach Erik and Dr. Mary, we are so honored. And thank you, Miss V, for giving my wife the opportunity, and then my wife giving me the opportunity to be here today. But one of the things my wife and I have been learning over the last couple of weeks going into this new year, and she said it about systems, and she said growth without burnout. Because man, when you're running, you can burn out. And you got to take the time and be aligned with the system. The system that will not burn you out. And when she was teaching this morning, it made me think about the McDonald's system and the Burger King system. When somebody come up to the front desk, they just punch a button and they say, I want this, and that. They have a system. And the same thing with our blueprint. When we have a client, we line it up. They need this, and that. So we're not pushing buttons with relationship people that listen, but the system does what the system does. And then we do our part so we don't get burnt out. So thank you this morning. And I came up with another question. Do you have business insurance? Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate this morning.
Woo! Thank you for bringing it into the zone with some heat. That's for sure. He said we ain't pushing buttons, but I don't know. That keyboard, that keyboard kind of looks like our green sheet right there. He said, this, select what you want. And what's your order? Can I take your order, please? Thank you. It looks like it to me. Thank you, Dr. Mark, for pointing that out. And now we get a chance to pass this baton, to the man that always knows how to run. He leads from the front. He is what they call the captain of captains. We're going to talk about everybody's coach. Let's give it to him now. Yes, Coach Erik Robinson.
Woo, I was gonna say, Monique, thank you so much. What kept stuck in my head was scaling and so many different ways. And so I just want to say thank you for crushing it. I want to let the team know yesterday, less than 24 hours, I asked you to fill in for me. And so you didn't have a lot of notice. You didn't have weeks of preparation. You had less than a day. And can y'all come off mute? And didn't she rock it with less than a day's notice? Woo!
Hey,
Yes.
Thank you, Monique. Did a great job.
And I just want to say thank you for showing me up because you knocked out 8 in one day. So I'm gonna have to step my game up. Back to you.
Man, he foundation. He gave you the blueprint, though. He gave you the blueprint.
Gave the blueprint.
Yeah. He knows what you got to get in every morning in a master class. And she did it just like that. I'm here to tell you. Woo! Well, they say women are a little bit more disciplined. So, yeah, I'm just... She got it in. And now we're going to take the baton. And we're going to pass it on to none other than the 𝗍𝗄𝗎, Mrs. Tawana Chisley.
But like I said, I knew I wouldn't be last. That's why I said, no, I'm not. So I just want to say, this was a Leo's day. And I'm pumping my fist at you, Monique Pinckney. You killed it. You went off camera for a minute. So I was like, I feel it in my spirit that she's like, oh, I did that. It's like, okay, let me get myself, I just did that. Let me go off camera, get myself together. You killed it. Highlight a moment. Get out of your head and get into the system.
Out of your head and get into the system.
Good job.
Well. And now, thank you for bringing it into the zone, 𝗍𝗄𝗎. And we're going to now pass that baton to none other than this phenomenal, super intellectual professional that comes to us on point, shapely, witted right, all the time. I give to you now none other than this amazing woman I love to refer to as the whisperer, the insurance whisperer, Ms. V.
Thank you, Troy. Monique, amazing job, incredible. I am not surprised. But what stuck with me, run your business like a business. Be organized. Have set hours that you're doing things like meeting clients and informing your clients when you are available.
Don't just knee-jerk and respond to them. If you're disciplining yourself, you are also helping to discipline your clients. That makes you better at what you do. But just a super, super job. Looking forward to the next time.
Thank you,
Ms. Did you hear that from that regal voice of Miss V, the insurance whisperer? Did it come down just so eloquently? That's how we drop the mic over here. I'm just saying. Thank you. What a way to end our recap relay.
Troy, Susan had her hand up.
Susan, come on in. I don't know. I got too many things on the screen down here. Come on, Susan Ivy.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. I will be quick. Yes. I just want to congratulate Monique, my coach, on doing a fabulous job. Everything she said, I took it in. I'm thankful for her. She's helping me to get my family's policies together. We've been working on it all week, and we're getting there. And I'm grateful to her for that. And thank you, Monique. That's it. Have a great day, everybody.
And we drop the mic again. With a wonderful smile and telling you, and look at what she's doing. Out the door, folks. You can't run your business unless you get some partners to scale your business. And she putting it in action right now. That is too cool. Well, folks, you have it. There you have it. We're about to wind it up, so we're going to take it back to the Griot Leo. We want to say thank you to you once again for kicking us off with that Pass the Ball segment inspired by Uncle John's courageous conversation. And we also want to thank each and every one of you virtual experts that have come in and chimed in this morning for all of your input and suggestions. So we know we can't do it without you, and we wouldn't be who we are without you. With that being said, we cannot be remiss if we would not mention the masterclass speaker of the day. We talking about that MBA, Insurance and Tax Pro, Mrs. Monique Pinckney. And yes, she is a minister. Yes, she did bless us today. Yes, we talking about an anointing. She spread it all over the place this morning. And we thank you, Mrs. Monique Pinckney, for doing what you do, ordering our steps. Yes, she gave you all what you need to do today to do just that. Order your steps. That's right. In his will and in his way. Be polite, be kind, be persistent, and make sure you're using good self-control and that indomitable spirit. Always do the right thing, regardless of who and how many stand against you. All right. That being said, you know what to do. Let me just ask the question. What's next?
Drill it till you kill it.
Drill it till you kill it. That does it for me. I'm Troy Gandy, your index, the voice of inspiration, signing off from Good Morning Experts. I see Coach Erik still on the line. Coach Erik, back to you. Got some
Might not be in
marching
a good reception. Might not be a good reception, y'all, but for those, Super Saturday is coming up. You can register at 𝗱ncieusa.net, 𝗱ncieusa.net. Register for the Super Saturday event, 𝗱ncieusa.net. Saturday, 9 a.m. to 12. We'll have a BTO beginning, virtual, but some power. A chief officer, we got Aurelio Evans, we got Leah D. Lynch, we got Dr. May. Be there. Tell your team, pack the house. Can y'all still hear me? Did I lose you?
We can.
All right, so make sure you pack the house. That's my story. Love y'all. Have an amazing day on purpose.
It's his story and he's sticking to it. Yes. You know what you got to do. Shh. Whoop, whoop. Everybody now, y'all know the beat. Get your green sheet. Get your green sheet. Everybody say, hey, come on. Hey, that's right. Hey, come on. Hey. Hey.
It's a green sheet.